Hello everybody, and welcome again to Maintenance Mondays. Today's topic for discussion, a very simple subject, wiper blades. Changing wiper blades is something that everybody has to do on their vehicle, just due to the fact that the windshield gets all full of bugs and crud that you're going to have to be able to see out of that at one point or another. There's very minor style changes of wiper blades that are available on vehicles today. We're going to just use the Sienna van today as an option to show you generic procedures of inspecting and checking your wiper blades. Very first thing that we want to do is inspect the wiper blade assembly. The wiper blade is traditionally on a spring arm that will allow the wiper blade to come up off of the windshield wiping surface assembly. You're going to check this blade over for any damage to the suspension components of that blade, any tears to the rubber wiper, or any other just general defects that you see in the blade assembly itself. Should any of the suspension components on this blade be compromised, you're going to want to replace the entire blade assembly. A lot of newer vehicles are able to change the rubber wiper insert, which is just the rubber strip that actually makes contact with the wiping surface. The rubber wiper strip is a much less expensive component than replacing the entire blade assembly itself. 9 times out of 10, the wiper blade assembly is normally not compromised unless it's damaged due to an impact or some other type of issue with ice or snow. So today, like I said, we're going to be going with the Sienna van. The easy ways to change the Sienna wiper blades are, there's going to be a top compression clip that you're going to have to remove on the wiper itself. If you can look on the top, you can see where the wiper arm assembly comes into the top of the wiper blade assembly. We're going to want to remove this top cap with either a thumbnail or a small screwdriver. Once we remove that upper assembly with the blade in the down position, you're going to want to slide it back towards the van itself to release it from the clip. Once you have it released from the clip assembly, you're going to remove the wiper blade and gently place the wiper arm onto the glass of the windshield. You should never ever have this wiper arm in the up position due to the fact that once you remove the blade, if it snaps back down, you're going to crack your windshield glass. That just took a $5 wiper blade and turned it into a $500 oops. Once we've got the wiper blade off, we can also go through and inspect the actual wiping surface itself to see if there's any cracks or fissures along the rubber wiper surface. You're going to want to inspect components like the edge pieces where they mate to the suspension components of the blade, and you're going to want to check the junctions where this wiper strip is attached to the blade assembly itself. Once we have noted that this wiper blade needs to be changed, we'll go ahead and get another wiper blade. Just for information purposes only, I'm going to just reinstall this wiper blade on this new Sienna van due to the fact that this blade is still in good condition. For reinstallation of the blade, we're going to remove the wiper arm from the top of the van assembly itself. There's going to be a small pocket that is open on the top with the secure thumb tab in the open position. You're going to want to get the blade assembly down flat with it and push the arm down into the flat part of the blade. Then with one motion, slide outwards on the wiper blade assembly, and that's going to lock that into position. To know if you've had this locked into position is any upward, downward, or lateral movement of the blade will not be possible. Once you have the blade installed, you're going to flip down a lock clip or a retention clip, and that's going to secure that blade assembly to the van. Once you've had that, if you wrench around on the blade should not move. The replacement of the passenger side is just like it is on the driver's side. Different models will have different places of clips and prongs. Easiest way is just take your time and look at the way that it's fixed onto the blade itself. Some will have compression pieces you'll have to squeeze from either side. We're going to go around to the back of the van and look at the rear wiper assembly. Due to the fact that most vehicles nowadays are coming with an individualized rear wiper, it's very tough to source those components through the aftermarket world, i.e. your local parts store or your local department store warehouse. The rear blade assembly on this van is tucked up into the back position. So what you're going to do is you're going to go around and we're going to energize the key system on the van to allow that wiper blade to drop down into the center of the glass assembly. I'm going to go do that now so that you can witness how far down the blade needs to bleed. Once we have the blade down to a lower position, you're going to want to turn the ignition cycle off, not turn the blade off. Turning off the blade will get it back into its resting home position. We want that blade exposed. So I'm going to go engage the key on the van to get the wiper blade in the down position. Once the blade is in a down position, we can then inspect the rear wiper blade on this van. We're going to be looking for the same things that we were looking for up on the front, although everything, the characteristics will be the same if the blade itself is going to need to be replaced. Now, due to the fact that the rear wiper blade on this van is a serviceable unit, meaning the blade assembly stays attached to the wiper arm and you just replace the wiper strip. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is remove the blade from the assembly itself. There's going to be a compression piece on the inside part of this blade that's not visible. You're going to want to hang on to the wiper arm with one hand while rotating down and away with the wiper blade to remove it from the junction. Once that blade has been removed, with a little bit of coercion, you'll get the blade to come out. As you can see by looking through the top of this piece assembly itself, there is a separate component that is in the middle of this wiper blade that is not concurrent with standard front windshield wiper blades due to the fact that this arm is reusable, the blade is what you replace. Once we have replaced our rubber wiper insert on the inside, we can then reaffix the blade to the van and run the windshield washer itself. Anytime that you replace your windshield wiper blades, you're always going to want to run the mist or spray option on your vehicle to help clean that windshield of any contaminants that could be left on the glass due to a contaminated blade. Once you have the new blade installed and your windshield is clean, you're ready to go to meet the day. This has been Alex Keller with Maintenance Mondays. Take care.